All right, good evening, everybody. We've got a nice crowd here. Welcome. Looks like we've got about 50 people in here. Welcome to the official start of the 2021 Appleton Marching Band season. Woo! Everybody's clapping, I assume. It's great to see some of you. It's great to see all of you here. I can only see some of you on my screen, but I'm so excited that you guys are here. I'm so excited that we are able to get started planning for the season, which we expect to be a relatively normal season. So we're going to talk about several things here. First, please make sure to keep your mics muted. Too much background noise distracts from others. You know, we've been doing this for over a year now, so you guys know why we need to keep mics muted. Please keep the chat sidebar open and use it for questions. Type your question and Maureen will respond to you or send the question to the appropriate staff member to answer. If you would like to ask a question out loud, I certainly encourage that. Just raise your hand. Maureen, if you could also, or somebody let me know if somebody raises their hand too, just as I continue to talk. And though optional, consider keeping your camera on. We want to see you. We want to build that community and get to know our new members in particular. I would like to welcome all of our new people, whether they're in middle school or current Appleton students. It's great that you're here. No, like I said, we're not going to hold you hostage in a Zoom meeting until you join marching band. This is informational, but it's great that you showed up. It's great that you showed up. It's great that you're here. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm looking down the names. It's just fantastic. So we're going to go over these different bullet points, including COVID protocols, as we are definitely not out of the woods yet, and we need to continue being careful. And around 7:30, we'll send the students into breakout rooms to meet their sections and get to know each other a little bit. And students can ask students questions. There'll be a staff member in every room as well. So first, just some quick introductions. I'm Mr. Posner, the director. If you haven't met me yet, send me an email. I would love to talk to you and start getting to know you. Jackie Littman is our color guard instructor and Appleton alum. Alexander Merritt is our battery percussion instructor. Andrew Prezzolo is our pit percussion. And we're going to talk about what the difference is between those for all of our new members. Instructing music and visual, we have Alexis Calavertines, Maureen Monk, also an Appleton alum, and Elizabeth Yeager and Caitlin Frazee, also an Appleton alum. And Alexis and Elizabeth are more or less alum as well, as they student taught in the program, and they've been with us for quite a while. So first thing, why should you join marching band? Well, those of you who are returning could answer this in a heartbeat. You know why you want to return. And honestly, you know what? I know I said chat is questions only, but returning members, if you have something to add as to why somebody should join, please go ahead, just shout it out in the chat room or in the chat window. Sorry. So why should you join? Here's a quick video as to why you should join.
8th grade isn't the end of band.
It's not the end of band. It's only the beginning.
9th grade band is just the beginning.
This isn't the end. This is just the beginning.
9th grade band is only the beginning.
You actually can feel confident and proud of what you're actually doing.
I have so many friends and so many memories now.
The more hard work you put into it, I believe the outcome is amazing.
You don't need to know how to do anything. You can just come and we'll teach you everything.
What's different about high school band is you get to perform every week in front of thousands of people.
Band is super cool because there's people who love you and accept you for who you are, and that's really cool.
Hey, let's see what you're made of. Come on.
This is the end of the show. You have to push it. Okay, right there, don't breathe together, because that's like the huge ball, that's the huge tuba part.
I am so grateful to my sister for getting me into band because it gives me something to look forward to and excel at.
I thought band was nerdy, but I was wrong. Band's cool. You have memories, you have football games, you have competitions. Band's cool.
You can definitely be in color guard if you don't play an instrument, you don't know anybody who plays an instrument, just come out and have fun.
You always have that wall of people behind you because you're in band.
I know we had some setbacks today, but we're good. I believe in you guys.
Being with your friends, doing something you love, just doesn't get any better than that.
So those are some great examples as to why people join band.
Eighth grade isn't the end of.
We're done with that. Fun. Sometimes having fun with your best friend is all the therapy you need. And I know that so many of our vets can say that their best friends are in band. And during a normal school year, everybody's hanging out in the band room and it's super crowded. And this is where you're going to make so many friends. You're going to have pride, and pride means having an understanding that you put your name, you put your signature, you put your heart into everything that you do, ensuring that it's done the best way possible. When you do something, I know that when you feel proud of yourself, you want to show everybody. You want to show mom, dad, sister, brother, goldfish, whatever, right? You want to show, hey, look at this. For me, believe it or not, I'm sure you're not surprised, vets. When I was in middle school and high school, I loved showing my parents how clean my bedroom was all the time. True story, true story. I was like the mini Danny Tanner for all of you Full House fans out there. But you have, with marching band, you have this sense of pride, and you work hard every day, and you get to the end of the day and you feel like you accomplished something. And just like friends, it's people. And what can be better than to reach your goal and to share it with your friends? It's all about the friends and the band family. We have students from every part of the school and all different circumstances. You know, if you're feeling like I don't know if I'm going to fit in, you're going to fit in. I promise you, 100%, you're going to fit in. You are going to love it. You are going to find so many people that are just like you, because home is where the band kids are. Band is fun. Band is good times. And band is friends that you will have forever. I personally still talk to several high school band members. And I graduated it must have been like pre-Civil War that I graduated, somewhere in there. But, you know, seriously, in fact, I just saw, or by email, saw my section leader from my freshman year in high school. It was very, very, very cool. And he remembered me. He was a senior way back in 1993. And how much longer or later, almost 30 years, and he still remembered me. It was amazing. It was amazing. Here's an example right here at home, some of your own. Daniel Silverstein and Maddie Jones, they were in the band together, went to two competing, very rival schools, Georgia and Georgia Tech, and they still made time at a football game to set out and find each other and spend some time together. So let's talk about the parts of the band for our new members. The horn line consists of woodwinds and brass. So if you play one of those instruments, that's where you will be. If you are a beginner, because we've been recruiting beginners, we will teach you how to play what you need to play. And I can already see some staff shaking their heads. We will teach you what you need to do. And you heard that in the first video that, you don't know how to do it. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to get you through this. Percussion. That is I mentioned in our introductions, I mentioned that Andrew is our pit percussion instructor, and the pit is what you see down there on the left. The pit is our front ensemble, basically all the percussion that you don't want to be running around the field with, right? You're not going to march with a marimba. Although, Andrew, we should explore that. No. They did used to march with timpani, but we don't do that anymore. That was a thing, but it's not anymore. And the battery percussion sounds exactly like what it is, battery. You're hitting it, right? These are the snare drums and the bass drums and the tenors. And they're kind of like the heartbeat and the center of the band musically on the field. Color guard, no dance experience? Don't worry, we will teach you. We will teach you what you need to know. We've traditionally had, I think, like the largest guard in Howard County, without a doubt. And, we're somewhere around 20 people each year. It's become just a huge part of the school, and it's a family in and of itself that is just so tight knit. If you like moving, if you like dancing, if you don't know how to play an instrument and you aren't sure that you want to, color guard's a great place for you. So moving on, I do want to address our current COVID-19 situation. Obviously, things are getting better, and we certainly hope that by August we will be more or less back to normal. With the exception of maybe probably, I would imagine we're going to wear masks inside for a long time. But I know that HCPSS is planning a normal school year next year. And so we've been given permission to start marching band rehearsals at school in person this spring. I'm super excited about that. But we need to go over a few things because I want to make sure everybody feels comfortable. We're proceeding as normal, and the health and safety of everyone is my top priority. It always is, it always will be. And we will always monitor local, state, federal government, and HCPSS guidance, right? So as things change, if they change, we change. If they change again, then we change again. We will stick to those guidelines. There are going to be certain COVID protocols in all rehearsals, particularly this spring. Upon arrival to rehearsal, you're going to get a temperature check from staff. And we're going to log that, and we're going to make sure that everybody's feeling okay before they enter rehearsal. All staff will be at all rehearsals to monitor social distancing and, of course, teach, right? And we're going to still have social distancing outside. Okay. We're not going to be, shoulder to shoulder. We're not going to huddle in like we have in the past. We are going to be very careful about that and making sure that we are spread out enough to be safe. Masks will be required, and you will still get water breaks, of course, right? We don't want you dying of thirst here or anything, but we will set up socially distanced water breaks so that everybody's kind of in their own place. Now, as we get into band camp in August, some of this might change depending again on federal, state, and local guidelines, including HCPSS. For our spring rehearsals and until further notice, everyone will stay outside except to get larger instruments from the band room in small groups. For example, if you play bass drum, you don't have to bring that home every day, right? So you can stay at school, leave the instrument. You can't stay at school. You can leave the instrument at school and just get it next time, right? So we will let in just a couple of students at a time to get the instruments that they need to do. Percussion is a little bit different inside. If it looks like rain, we're just going to cancel rehearsal because we don't want so many of you inside in the auditorium or the band room or whatever. So we will set up a system for getting that across to people. Percussion will still rehearse because they don't have the aerosol in playing their instruments. We can put them in the auditorium in a really large space or the band room, and they can rehearse safely. But with masks, of course. Masks are given at our rehearsal. You have to be wearing a mask, all right? I'm exploring possible options. If you're like, I'm not sure I want to return in person yet and be around people, I'm thinking about possible options for how we could get you involved in a spring rehearsal. But in-person attendance beginning in August, assuming that the guidelines are still what they are now and that they are continuing to even get better, in-person attendance beginning in August is needed. We can't, at that point, if we're having more or less a normal season, we need you there in person because everybody has a role. You're the only person who can march your dot. You're the only person who can play your part. Maureen, are there any questions or anything? Please be sure to shoot out questions to Maureen and the staff in the chat or raise your hand. I'll take a moment here and just pause and see if there might be any questions. All right. Well, we will keep going then. So let's talk about those spring rehearsals and the schedule. We have the spring rehearsals because we need to get you ready for the fall. We want to get you to know each other. We want you to start becoming that band family. We want our new students from the middle schools and we've even got people here from out of town that are moving in state. And I'm excited to see you here. That's fantastic. We want to start getting everybody to know everyone. And in addition, this is where you're going to learn the basics of your marching and get your music that you need to learn. We're going to have a good time. It's not going to be super intense, but we're going to have a good time, get to know each other and learn some stuff as we go into the summer. New students, it's a great way to meet people. You're going to go into the summer as an 8th grader knowing seniors. You're going to be the only one in your middle school class like that. It's really, really a great thing. And I know that our vets can attest to that. So all of this is on the website, so you don't necessarily need to write it down right now. We're going to have 4 rehearsals with all percussion and color guard only. That's May 10th, May 12th, 17th, and 19th. The full band, which includes the horn line, right? So we've got percussion, color guard, winds, and brass on May 24th, 26th, 2nd, 7th, and 9th. And you ask yourself, Mr. Posner, I can't make one of those rehearsals. Can I still do band? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Just communicate with me and let me know if you can't show up to a rehearsal. I know that our middle school students have lots of commitments and whatnot, but we definitely want you as there for all the rehearsals, or at least as many as you can be at. Band camp, our returning members saw my email. We moved band camp a bit because I'm actually very excited that families are taking vacations now. That's super cool. It's great that you're getting out there. And there were enough of you that are going to be on vacation in what would normally be our first week that I was like, you know what, let's have everybody take a vacation and we'll come back a week later. So we're going to start on August 16th. The leaders will start on the 12th, the prior Thursday. And we're going to go 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. to make up a little bit of time from losing what would traditionally be our first week. School staff returns to school on August 19th, so we can't rehearse during the day. So on the 19th and 20th, we are going to rehearse from 4 to 9 p.m., so in the evening. We're going to add a Saturday rehearsal. So that'll also be 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. again to help us catch up from the lost time. So that's August 21st. And then the week before school, we're only going to rehearse the 24th, 26th, and 27th from 4 to 9 p.m. On the 27th, we have a big family picnic. Again, we'll keep things flexible as federal, state, local, and HCPSS guidelines allow, but we're planning for a family picnic on the 27th, the last day before school starts. We do a performance for all of the families, and we have pizza and all sorts of food, and it's a really, really great time, and people get to throw pies at the staff, or at least last year they did. Well, 2 years ago now, I guess. Throughout the season, which is basically September through the first week of November-ish, we rehearse Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 9 p.m. There are a few times that moves because of holidays, but for the most part, that's what they are. Fridays before football games, and we all have dinner together. It's a lot of fun. We rehearse for like an hour, hour and a half, and then we just hang out and have fun. Saturdays before competitions. Right now, there are 4 on the schedule, but I still don't know the Howard County football schedule, so that's still a little bit up in the air. So some of our new members might be asking, can I do sports? Can I play sports at Atholton and be in the marching band? And the quick answer is yes, 100%. We've had, there was a point where like a third of the band, if not more, was on cross country. During Maureen's time here, it was just like, we had to coordinate with the cross country coach because there was so much overlap. We've had soccer players, we've had field hockey players, JV and varsity. We've had football players, JV and varsity. Varsity football, imagine that, right? So the simple answer is yes, you can do sports and do marching band. Is it a little more work? Yes, but hey, you're just that much cooler, right? You're doing it all, and you're making it happen. You just got to communicate with me, and you and I and your coach will communicate. If it is a club sport outside of Atholton, I usually still work with you on that. But there are a few exceptions there, but you just need to communicate with me. But I do still generally work with you on that. Any questions thus far? Maureen, how are we? We're good? Okay. Anybody want to ask a question at this point? All right, we've got 60 people in here now. People joining us. Awesome. All right, so let's talk about fair share. What is fair share? It costs money to run the marching band. And the county only gives money really to run the program. That includes all of the classes and any extracurriculars. In a normal year, we would get about $1,500 to $2,000 to run the entire band program. That's not a lot of money. And those of you who have purchased instruments know that's not a lot of money, right? For an entire program. So yes, we have to do fundraising, but we also have what's called a fair share. And the fair share supplements the overall cost along with Music Booster fundraising. We're in this together, and when everyone has what they need, we are all better. When we can get a tuba repaired, the band sounds better because the tuba sounds better, right? When the color guard can have all the equipment that they need, then the band looks better and the show is better. When we can get the uniforms repaired, when we can get you all looking uniform, right? All of this and get the props, everybody gets better. So we're in this together as a family, and we call it a fair share. So the 2020 fair share is $230. And let me tell you what that includes. And parents, in our breakout session in a little bit, we'll talk more about this. But students, I want you to know what your parents are going to be investing in. And you all need to tell them thank you, like after every rehearsal, all right, that they are supporting you in doing this. Uniform maintenance. The uniforms on their own cost roughly $500. When we purchased uniforms, what was it now? Maureen, when was Jack drum major? Because he was the first one. I can't remember at the moment.
2013.
2013. When we bought them in 2012, 2013, they were $54,000, right? So we've got to keep up these uniforms. They are expensive. You're not paying for the uniform. You're paying to help us repair them and make sure that parts are replaced and dry clean, I should say. You're going to get a team member show shirt that goes on underneath your uniform jacket. You're going to get transportation to and from all of the competitions, and that costs a lot of money, especially as gas is going up. You get gloves for your uniform. You get a casual uniform shirt for our new members. So what that means, casual uniform shirt, and for all of our returning members, we're going to keep the hat going. I heard so much positive feedback from you guys, and I know I like wearing mine a lot, that we're going to have the hats for our casual uniform. When we perform at pep rallies, or if we have, well, not really pep rallies, but back to school night, freshman orientation, various other events throughout the school, we use our casual uniform. And that consists of khaki shorts, the green shirt, and now our team member hat. And if you were in the band this past year in 2020, you already had a team member hat. All new members and sophomores will get shoes. We'll get shoes. Returning members have shoes, and they will have the opportunity to order extra shoes or newer shoes. But your first pair of shoes is included in that fair share. And of course, like I mentioned, equipment, props, repairs, various things that we need for the show, including color guard uniforms. Parents will talk more about this in a minute, but there are different ways of paying for the fair share. One is PayPal right online. You can send in a check to our wonderful, amazing booster treasurer, who has like the hardest job, Jen McKenna. And look, no student will be denied participation because of financial problems. If you're looking at that $230, like, oh my gosh, I don't know. We just got to communicate, and parents will talk about that in a little bit as well. But there are ways to make this work. We are a family. Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. Quoted straight from my favorite Disney movie ever. That I know that one by heart, but it makes so much sense for us, right? We are Ohana, we are a family, and we take care of each other, which is another reason why no one will be denied participation due to financial reasons. We will figure it out. So there is a commitment form that once you are ready to sign up, you will commit to the program and all that's involved. That is on our website, which I'll give you the link for in a moment. And you'll see this register here, then return to pay via PayPal if needed. And this is an old picture. The PayPal links are up and working now, thanks to Vaughn Doan, who got me the codes today in a last minute pinch. So she's amazing for doing that. You can do all of that right there online. There is the link to join our marching band and get the information, pay. The schedule is up there for the whole fall. Okay. And the schedule for the fall is still tentative. So you want to keep that in mind, but it's bit.ly/join Atholton marching band. Pretty simple. And it's right there. Maureen. Yes.
Yeah. So we have a couple questions in the chat. The first question is, so it said 2020 on the slide. We assume that the 2021 fair share is the same as the 2020 on the slide.
It is 2020. Yes.
Yeah, you meant to say 2021 on the slide.
I meant to put in 2021. I apologize.
Cool.
If you couldn't tell, I reuse the slides year to year.
And then the next question is, when do you need the fair share paid?
So fair share needs to be paid before we go into the summer. Excellent question. It needs to be paid before we go into the summer, or we need to have a plan worked out between you and me. Okay. But your fair share locks you into the commitment, and it essentially reserves your spot. So our drill writer, he writes the choreography of where we move on the field, and everybody has a specific dot. Everybody has a specific place to be. And it is really difficult to rewrite that drill over and over and over if we have people dropping out. So going into the summer, we want to know that you've committed to that. So over the summer, our drill writer can say, okay, I have this many people to write for. But again, if you can't pay right now, we just need to work out a plan and talk and communicate. It's all about that. There was something else I was going to say about that fair share. Oh, so over the summer, we start to order things in July. So let's say you pay the fair share right now. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm all in. And then you get to the last week of June and you're like, I'm not sure. You can get a refund. Come July 1st, we start ordering things and that money is spent. Okay, so after July 1st, there are no refunds. Just be aware of that. Maureen, anything else? Cool. So the 2021 show, well, we need to talk about that a little bit. In 2020, we had planned to do our Halloween show. We had a wonderful show written by Michael Klesch, who is one of the nation's premier arrangers and one of my former teachers. It's a top 5 Bands of America caliber show. And we started to see things go in a different direction this time last year. So we pushed it to 2021. However, due to several factors, we are going to need to move Halloween again. And some of those factors is based on the youth of the band, that we're going to have a whole freshman class and a whole sophomore class that has not actually been out on the field before. The Halloween show is very sophisticated. It's very difficult. And we don't want to put you in a position where some of you may not feel as comfortable. So we want you all feeling comfortable. So we have a different show for this year, which I think you're going to equally like. I know that shows like this have been recommended to me in the past by students, so I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Staff, we think they'll like it. Yeah. I'm not sure Caitlin even knows what it is, actually, at this point. Caitlin just joined us. Phantasmic. It's Phantasmic. We are going to do the music from Disney's Phantasmic. If you've ever been to Walt Disney World, they have a show in the evening at the castle, although I don't think it's going anymore. I think it's stopped. But they used to have a show called Phantasmic. It was amazing with amazing music. These arrangements are really good. We're going to cut some of it out so that it's not quite as long, but I want everybody to have a chance to hear the show. And so we're going to take about 6 minutes here to listen to each part of the show and get excited about starting to perform this thing. So here we All right. I hope you guys like that. I got a couple of direct messages about that. So I don't know if you guys, I'm not as familiar with Zoom, but I don't know if you guys can send reactions to things and, let us know in the chat or, oh, there we go. There go the reactions. I'm seeing claps. I'm seeing parties. I'm seeing all sorts of things happening now. Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm glad that you guys enjoy that. It's pretty straightforward, but who doesn't love Disney? I do. You can kind of see my Disney songbook back there. So what do we need to do next before the evening is over? Well, student leadership. After the section meetings, if you are interested in being a section leader or a drum major, we will have a brief meeting so I can talk about that with you directly. If you're interested in being a section leader or a drum major or color guard captain, you will stay back at the end of section meetings. Right now, we're going to go into breakout rooms. Students and staff only will go, and the parents will stay here with me. Okay. And students, once you kind of finish up in there, you're free to go. All right. So we're kind of dismissing more or less from here, but we want you to go to your breakout rooms and meet people and ask questions and start to get to know everybody. So I'm going to open those breakout rooms now. You're going to have the ability to choose your own breakout room. So please choose the appropriate room for your section. And there we go. So the rooms have been opened. Parents, please stay here. And if you're on the same device, then you guys can decide whether you're going to send the student or stay here. And I see we have a question from TJ. TJ still in here, or is he in the breakout room now?
I'm here.
Okay, so TJ, it's a great question. It's a great question. Marching band is really only in the fall. That's when we rehearse and perform. The spring rehearsals are getting us ready for the fall, right? So we perform at the football games. That happens in the fall, right? So once November comes, then we're done for the year until we start preparing for the following year. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Cool. You can do it. You can do it. It'll be helpful. All right, parents. I hope everybody's doing well.
Sorry, Mr. Posner. Sorry. Jackie, Alexis, and I don't know how to get into the breakout rooms. Sorry.
Click more or find your settings. I don't know how you do it either.
Okay.
I also have a question.
There's a breakout room little square at the bottom of your screen with like 4 squares. It says breakout rooms.
Nope.
No?
I'd like to know where I should go, Posner.
Yeah, move your mouse cursor to the bottom. Then you will pop up the some menus.
Yeah, I'm looking at the menu and it's not.
Yeah, then actually the second from the end, then you will see breakout rooms.
It's not there, I promise.
Yeah,
oh, really?
I'm assigning you guys. So
Thanks.
you should get. Sorry, parents, hold on one moment. Maureen.
Mr. Posner, can you assign me as well?
Yes.
Thank you.
And me.
And me, because I don't know where I should go.
Okay. So a bunch of people aren't getting that's okay. 1 second. Okay, so Maggie's gone. Who else said that they needed?
Sarah Stetzer for low brass.
Sarah Stetzer for low brass.
Kelsey Schlichting, techie.
All right. I'm going to put you with percussion, Kelsey, okay?
All right.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Harrison for percussion.
Awesome. There we go, Harrison. All right, anyone else? All right, so parents, let's get to the information that you are dying to know. Home is where the band kids are. This is a safe space for your kids. And I try really hard to make it that for your kids. When your students are afraid of coming to Appleton and they don't know anybody, band is the place to be. When they're feeling stressed, band is actually the place to be. I love saying that nobody fails in band. We help each other with homework. They do homework at the same time after school. They take care of each other. The parents take care of them. We really are one big safe space. And I really can't speak to it more than that. I'm not a parent, I'm the director. But I just see the impact that it has on the students. This whole organization, we provide an emotional outlet for the kids. It gives them a little bit of a break from the routine studying in a book type of stuff. It's a creative outlet. There are social aspects. The whole thing is social. You're constantly around people. Band is the place that was safe for me in high school. Being 100% honest, I was not a super popular guy in middle school. Joanna, don't laugh at me. You know it. But when I got to high school, I mean, I hated school in middle school. I hated it. When I got to high school, those older band students just kind of took me in and I was hooked. I was just hooked. And that's why I'm a band director, because I couldn't imagine not having the band people in my life. I just couldn't imagine not having the band people in my life. Academic. There are academic reasons. Like I said, students do homework together before football games, before rehearsals. After school, they stay in the band room, or depending on what it's like in the fall, outside. We have that. If you've ever driven by our new students, Appleton, you'll notice a little picnic area in the front of the school. That's ours. And that was put together by a former band student for their Eagle Scout project for the band students to hang out at. And boy, they really do. And the band kids are shown to generally have the higher grades. These are our high level of student, right? And so if you're, well, my student's not a high level. Well, don't you want them to be around them? Right? Because they will become that. And again, that was me. I can just tell you from my own personal standpoint. Again, in middle school, I was a C student, easy. And when I got to high school and I had the band kids around me, I instantly became an honors student by my sophomore year. And so I'm speaking from personal experience there. And I've seen it happen with our own kids here. I've seen students develop into great students, and students who are shy come out of their shell and become leaders. Your students are going to make a difference. We have kids hanging out with us and they latch on to the members. We started a couple years ago, Operation Inclusion, where we include special education students in our halftime performance at homecoming, and they march with us in the parade. This is a great opportunity for them to not just learn about music. It's a little about music, and it's a lot about life. It's how we become better people. And that's what we're hoping to get the kids to be, is better people. We're just using music and marching band as our vehicle to do that. Just some quick data facts for you. Major universities love seeing participation in the arts and they love seeing consistent participation. There are universities out there that give scholarships for marching band members, not for music majors, but only for marching band members. We want you to be at our school. We will give you a scholarship. Now, is it a ton of money? No, it's not going to be a full ride, but it's enough to pay for books for a year. And that's big. And I know I have lots of former students that have done marching band in college because they got those scholarships. So you can read all of that up there. There are a few more here. Medical students are involved in music. I have one former student starting his residency this year, I believe. Connor Belson and Melissa Noriega, who is finishing up her last year at Tufts Medical School in Boston. And I have several other, I've got Bonnie Sklar, who is finishing up her medical training in optometry. It just goes on and goes on and goes on. And engineers and all sorts of careers and people who aren't college bound. Marching band prepares them for that too. It prepares them to work hard. It prepares them to know how to persevere. We do have volunteer opportunities and we need you to get involved. Carmen, I see your question. Will these slides be available on the band website? They are already on the band website. I beat you to the punch there, Carmen. So yes, they are up there. We need pit crew. The pit crew, they help get all the percussion and the color guard to the appropriate places at shows. The students cannot do this without the parents. They just can't, which is why I make a big deal every performance, every time we're around the parents, that the students thank the parents. We do it every day because you are so important to their success. So let me take a moment here. Parents, any questions? You can throw them in the chat or feel free to even just unmute and go for it. There's got to be questions.
What instruments do you need people to play, new students?
All of them. I mean, flute, all the wind instruments. So flute, clarinet, saxophone, mellophone is French horn. So it's a marching French horn, trumpet, trombone, euphonium, tuba, and all the percussion instruments.
Even in the pit?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any meeting for students who might be interested and kind of be talked into it?
Yes. So we are actively recruiting beginning band students. Mm-hmm. We will teach them what they need to know, not just in marching band, but if they are interested in beginning band, they'll enroll for the class and we will teach them in class. So they'll get that extra attention.
Well, I have a son who plays tuba, mm-hmm. and he didn't want to sign up for band, but I'm still trying to convince him otherwise that it will be fun. But he doesn't really enjoy playing tuba, and he doesn't want to march. So I thought maybe if you had a pit instrument,
we do. So he might be interested in drumline and just joining band as a percussionist.
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Is there any way, like, how do we meet up and try out the instruments?
The spring rehearsals.
Okay.
Yep.
So I can just bring him with his brother, maybe?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. That would be fantastic.
Sorry for all the questions.
No, not at all. That's why I'm here. You know, I tell the students I'm a teacher because I like to help. So
Thank you so much.
Ask away.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
Yvonne. My daughter Jolie, to the parent who just talked about her student with a tuba, my daughter Jolie played flute in middle school, and she also played the tuba, I think, in middle school, or the sousaphone. And then she came to marching band and she played 1 year of flute, and then Eric convinced her to play trumpet. and she's been playing trumpet. And she taught herself basically, you know.
Wow, that's great.
The other kids helped her, but she was determined to do it herself. So they can play one instrument in symphonic band or concert band, and then they can play a totally different instrument in marching band. You know, it is doable.
Thanks for mentioning that.
Yep, very much so.
I don't have a question. I'm just really excited. I can't wait to be back at Athelton, and marching band is going to be awesome. And I texted my graduated Athelton marching band member the show, and Emily is very, very excited and is already planning to come home so she can hang out with you guys again. So yay band.
Cool. I know you're like our number one cheerleader, Joanna. Do you want to add anything to what I've said? I'm putting you on the spot. You don't have to.
Well, Bob just said I should stay out of it, but I won't. Band's great. I did. I myself was in band in high school and college, and my daughter joined marching band. Couldn't wait to be in the high school marching band. Met her best friends, had an amazing experience. Is now marching in college. She has no plans to be a music major. She's actually going in the medical field, but marching band has been just everything for her. And Aaron, our son, is 7 years younger than Emily, and he grew up with the band, and he feels like he's going home. He told me that. I was like, "Are you nervous about high school?" He's like, "No, I'm going home." And because when he was there at 6, 7, 8 years old, the kids in the marching band made him feel like he belonged there and let him bang the drum and hang out and play ball with him and all that stuff. So the kids in the band are great. And yeah, I can't wait to be back. I'm so happy.
Well, we're happy to have you back.
You say that now. We'll just
No.
see how happy you are.
You know I am. We've got some questions here in the chat that I'll just throw out. When is the deadline for committing to marching band? By the time we leave for the summer. So people can sign up until that point. The sooner the better, of course. And in fact, I will move to this next slide. The sooner the better, of course. We want to, I'll say it gives me a small heart attacks when I get to like June 1st and I only have Aaron Casto signed up, you know. And we all know that we like to wait. So the sooner the better, because then we can start planning sooner. But we encourage you to come to the spring rehearsals. If you come to the spring rehearsals, you can try it out, right? And then certainly join. Another question: what volunteer opportunities are there for parents? Lots of volunteer opportunities. We need chaperones on the competition trips. We need people helping with uniforms. We need, which we have a uniform person, Joanna, and she will need help doing that, especially the handout part or the fitting part. We need help with the football games and making sure that equipment gets where it needs to be and feeding the kids before the game. There are so many ways to help out. And I also mentioned the pit crew and helping get equipment to various places. What relationship does band class during the school day have with marching band? Very small one. So all winds and percussion, so woodwinds, brass, and percussion need to be enrolled in a music performance class. That can be band, that can be choir, that can be orchestra. Aaron, hold on one second. I'm putting you back in your room. There you go. Oh, and Aaron's in here now too. I'll put him back. There we go.
No,
Oh,
no.
you're Aaron.
I can't change the name on there.
Gotcha.
Not
Okay,
actually.
never mind. So you can ignore that.
Thank you.
So all students, unless you're in color guard, need to be enrolled in a performance-based class because that's where the fundamentals are learned of musicianship. If you're in class, you don't have to be in marching band, but to be in marching band, you need to be in class unless you're in color guard. That's the whole school, that is open to the whole school. All registration, payment, and rehearsal attendance open to newcomers, current 8th graders. Yes. Yep. So current 8th graders, yes, we want you. And this is a great way to meet people before school actually officially starts in the fall.
So do we have to register again for like if my student was in band last year, does he need to sign up again?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yep. Yep. Needs to be in the class. So just contact your guidance counselor if you're not registered.
Oh no, he
yet.
registered for that, but I mean for marching band, so we have to sign up for marching band again.
Yes, you do. Okay. Yep. You make a whole new commitment to it.
Okay, so every year it's re-register.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. What communication method do you use with parents and kids? Ellen, that's a great question. With the parents, primarily email. That is the primary form. We also use a system called Remind. It was built by teachers for communicating with parents and students without giving away anybody's phone number. So it's a text app, but it's for teachers and for students. Lots of teachers throughout the county use Remind. In our virtual atmosphere, we were using Slack. I don't know if we're going to continue using Slack or not. I will have to talk to some student leaders and get their opinion on if Slack is necessary or not. I hope that helps, Ellen. Does the fair share include uniform and shoes for a newcomer? Yes. Yep. Any other questions? All right. Well, parents, I want to thank you for being here. If you know somebody who you think should be in band and they and their student weren't here, please get the word out and send them to the website for information, bit.ly/join Atholton Marching Band. We're making a huge recruiting push. We want as many people in the band as possible. We've traditionally been around 90, and we want to get right back up there after this whole pandemic thing. So if you don't have any more questions, have a wonderful evening. And I am going to go into the breakout rooms and tell the students that they are free to go. Actually, I wonder if I can, you know what? I'm just going to close the rooms and get them back here. If you have any questions, feel free to stay back. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. See you soon. Thanks for being here.
So you'll make a push to reinforce how different it is in person versus virtually. I had to twist some arms and legs just to give you a heads up and threaten a little bit.
Sure. Sure. It's okay.
I think he's coming around because I got several texts during the presentation. Okay, this might be really cool. So when he heard the music and what the show was.
Good. Good. It'll be totally different in person. Yeah, you know.
I know,
that.
but when they're not exposed, that's all they know. It's just hard to convince.
Right.
So.
Yep. Yep. I get that completely.
I think I've won. So.
What's that?
I said I think I have prevailed.
Awesome. Very cool.
All right. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Mr. Posner.
Oh, hey, Andrew.
Who was talking?
Aaron.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Do you know when I'll get the mellophone or a mellophone?
At the first, well, actually, we just got some back from Baltimore Brass. So, yeah, have your mom text me and we'll figure out a way to get it to you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Bye.
All right. Any other parents have questions? All right. So let's see who's still in here. If you are not interested in a section leader position, then you are free to go. Your part of the meeting is over and we want you to go sign up. So this next part of the meeting is only for students who are interested in section leader, drum major, and color guard captain. No problem. Thank you. Let's see. All right. I think that we've got only, it looks like Alex Luray, and June Kwan. Do you guys have questions? Maybe it just says they're here, but they're not. All right, so leaders. Let's talk about the leadership process. Can you see my leadership slides now?
Yeah,
You can? Okay, great. Thank you. So the leadership application, it's going to be a bit less involved than last year and more closer to what we've done in the past. And the reason is whether you went through the process last year or you've been in class with me this year, you've gotten some leadership training already. So we want to move forward from that. So the application commitment, well, a lot of you already know what the expectation is, and that is you must be in attendance and prompt for all rehearsals. I'm going through this so that you know what the expectations are before you apply. You must be available for leadership training and all of band camp. This is non-negotiable unless you are in the hospital or throwing up. Okay. I used to make exceptions in the past and it did not work out as well as I really had hoped. So you need to be there for the training. You must be willing to show up to rehearsals early and leave later than most. You're responsible for setting the standard for membership, both on and off the field, right? That means It's kind of like a character clause, and I wouldn't expect this of anybody in here, but if I found out that you were at a party drinking, you're not my section leader, right? Because you have to set the example for everybody else. You are responsible for the integration of new members into the organization and promoting a sense of family. You're responsible for the completion of various jobs and activities and supporting the drum majors in coordination of the membership and supporting the goals of the organization. You're responsible for educating the membership on the positive traditions and history of the band, right? The positive traditions. And you're responsible for observing and reporting performance issues with your section and resolving them, right? Talking to that person, notifying the drum major academy, notifying the drum major, or notifying me or other staff where appropriate. And you have to be able to balance all of those things simultaneously with your studies. Drum majors, you do everything that a section leader does, plus you must be willing to be the first to arrive and be the last to leave. We have had drum majors stay very late after competitions, and that's just the way that it goes. Responsible for coordinating jobs and activities of the section leaders and members in support of the goals of the organization. You're responsible for observing and reporting on performance issues of section leaders and other members to the staff. You need to be able to execute the musical responsibilities, including conducting and teaching at the highest levels. If you are selected as drum major, we work together over the spring and over the summer to train you in conducting. So you show up to band camp already knowing how to conduct and what to do. Because once band camp starts, we can't worry about you. We can't be teaching you how to do that stuff. We've got to worry about the band proper. So you will spend all summer doing things with me, either in person or virtually, depending on how things are going. Able to successfully balance the above responsibilities simultaneously. So the process, you guys need to develop a resume. If you haven't already, this is a great opportunity to do that. This is an interview process. And if you've never been through an interview, bravo to you for going through this. It's a great opportunity to learn how to interview for jobs in the real world. You need to get a teacher recommendation. I want one teacher or leader. It can be a Boy Scout troop leader. It can be a church leader, whatever. You need to have a recommendation from them emailed to me by them. It's not emailed to you and then to me. It should be confidentially emailed to me from them. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. There will be service project planning. That doesn't necessarily mean completion, but you're going to be doing some planning. You need to be signed up in the commitment form before the interviews. If you come to the interview and you're not registered in the commitment form, you don't get your interview. Right? We want to know that you are committed to the band, whether you are selected as a leader or not. And we have an actual application, Google form, which I will give you guys. So the resume, make it look professional. Please check your grammar and spelling. Right? You're some of the brightest students around. Please write like it. Right? Include anything that you've done that might be relevant. Nothing is too small. Teacher recommendations are due by May 13th. Ask them in advance and follow up before May 13th so that you know that it has gotten to me. Speak to your leader in the recommendation. Have the recommender speak to your leadership or your leadership potential, because some of you may not have a lot of leadership experience, but just like I see things in my students and I see potential, other teachers do too. So have them talk about that. ask them to talk about that. We've talked about in all of our trainings and whatnot, I mentioned it a lot, servitude leadership. You are you are in service to the band. And that means the focus is on the leader seeking various ways to support the followers and group by emphasis on ownership by all. The service project demonstrates that you're willing to serve the band. Can you think big and plan something out to completion, right? Not all projects will be accepted to actually go, but you need to be prepared to complete it if we go down that road. You need to include a complete plan in a Google Doc. You type it up and you make it organized and professional. Answering the following: why did you choose the particular service project, and how are you going to get it done? Who will help you, and how will it be funded? Because a lot of things cost money. And how will you know it has been done at a high level of excellence? So again, we're looking for your demonstration that you're willing to serve the band, and can you be creative and can you plan? Some possible ideas. I've never given this in the past before, but I am now. Some things that actually do need to get done. Adding carpet to the tuba cubbies in the back so that the tubas, when they're generally not in cases, so they can be set down on something soft. Fixing up the golf cart, making it look nice again, maybe making it run better, right? Painting the storage containers, maybe putting our logo on the side, right? Which would be pretty cool as people drive down Freetown. Beautifying the picnic table area in the front yard. We're missing, like, the stones have all gone away and the plants are dead and there are weeds. So we need that done. Repainting the parking lot lines. They are getting really faded. I will say that is one that I'm going to try to get HCPSS to do, but I don't know if they will or not. So that could be something that you show that you're willing to do and plan out, but it may not actually happen. We need bigger and more useful casters on the drumline storage cubbies in the ensemble room. Right now, those casters are so small, they can't really be moved. They don't carry the weight of the drums. So interviews will either be May 14th, 20th, or 21st. Okay. In the interviews, I will be there, obviously. Maureen, Elizabeth, Jackie, and last year's drum majors will be there as well. Your interview will be 10 minutes on Zoom. And I want you to think about possible questions and come with answers. Some questions might be, why do you want to do this? What can you do? Like, what makes you stand out from others? What can you contribute to the band? What's your leadership experience? Or how do you plan on getting leadership experience prior to actually starting as a leader? What does leadership mean to you? Think about every possible thing. And if you're not a current, if you weren't a section leader this past year, ask a section leader from past years, hey, what kind of questions do they ask in that interview? I want you thinking ahead on what you might say in the interview. So what I need you to do now is fill out the leadership intent form, okay? bit.ly/HSMB-leadership-intent. This is not the application. This is just saying, I plan on interviewing. Okay, I plan on submitting an application. That way I can communicate with you directly rather than constantly sending out emails to the entire music department in school about leadership. Okay. Thank you, Adam, for putting that in there. And actually, has anybody actually filled it out yet? I hope not. No, because I want to add a question to it. So if you give me a moment while I'm doing that, questions. Do you guys have any questions? No questions? What do you guys think of the show?
I think it's so good. I was The music is so cool.
Was that Maggie?
Yeah.
Cool. I know some people might be disappointed about Halloween again. I am too, but it's the right call. It's the right call. All right. No questions?
Oh, I do have one question.
Yes.
If I'm not confident about my ability to like make all of band camp and all of the rehearsals, I should still go through this process, right?
Yes. Yes, you should still go through it because should your plans change and I still need a section leader, I want, no, don't worry about it, Matthew. I'm not going to add the question, so you're good. If an opening becomes available, I want to still be able to consider you for that position. Again, it's just good practice. You're not wasting our time because it's a little about music and a lot about life. And I'm happy to help you prepare for that aspect of your life. All right. Well, if there are no questions, go fill out that form now. Adam put the link in the chat. Please do that tonight and you are free to go. It's great seeing you guys. I'm excited to get started.
Could you share that presentation with us?
Yes. Hold on one second.
For the service projects, are we allowed to pair up or should it all be individual?
I don't know, staff, what do we think? You know what, why don't you do it on your own? And if people end up working on the same thing, like if two people say what they're going to do to paint the storage containers, then if we actually go through that, I would just put the two of you together to merge your plans.
Okay, cool.
And the service projects would all be marching band related?
Ideally, yes. But if you have something for the music department in general, I will accept that too. All right, the link, copy link. Here is the link to the slides. There you go, bookmark it. And I'll email it out to you guys once you fill out the form. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Bye, have a good night.
Have a phantasmic night. That was good.
It's going to be a whole season of that, isn't it?
I was going to say, welcome to 2021.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yeah, it's
I
probably gonna
didn't
be
even
that.
see that one coming.
How did you not see that coming?
I don't know.
See you, Adam.
That's on me.
Are people still chatting or something? Or
No, they're all gone.
okay. Thank you for your help, everybody. Looks like we're light on color guard.
Yeah, we're light on percussion too.
Yeah. Was Dustin was in there, right?
Dustin was in there. Harrison was in there, which was cool.
Yeah, I knew he was coming back. I'm very excited about that.
I am too.
Dustin wasn't in this session for the leadership training, so can you contact him about that?
Yeah, he should be. Well, he has to be.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to tell him you have to do this.
Right.
Like you don't get a choice on this. I mean, I can't say it that way because I want him to put effort into it.
Right.
But I mean, he's going to be the section leader.
Yeah.
He has to be. Can't be any worse than Andres. So.
Do you know that you're still recording? Maybe just like